All right, last problem before I send you on your way for a little while. It says find the inverse of 5 over 2 x cubed minus 10. I'm going to start it the exact same way I've been doing everything. I plug it in. So I'm going to go f of x equals to 5 over 2. I'm going to press over to get next to that fraction, x cubed minus 10. Now, in the last videos, we've had the cube root in these problems. And in this case, we've got a cube. So we're probably going to end up with that cube root somewhere. And I'm going to start and change that f of x over to a y equals to 5 over 2 x cubed minus 10. And I'm just going to start whittling away all the little pieces. So I'm going to get rid of that minus 10 by adding 10. It's outside parentheses. That cancels, well, there are no parentheses. Y plus 10 equals to 5 over 2 x cubed. Okay. I'm going to highlight this one. In order to get rid of a fraction, 5 over 2 like that, I am going to use a reciprocal, which means I just flip that fraction, okay? And I multiply. And I'm going to do that on the other side, but when I do that, I need to put parentheses because I'm multiplying the whole value by that 2/5. So 2 over 5. This 2 cancels with that 2. This 5 cancels with this 5. And then I'm left with 2/5 y plus 10 equals to x cubed. Now, the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to take a second and clean this piece up, okay? So let me just bring that over here. 2/5 y plus 10. I'm going to distribute it in. So I get 2/5 y. And then I get 2 plus 2/5 times 10 over 1. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and simplify this piece right here. 2 times 10 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So what we really have is 2/5 y plus 4. So I'm going to write that 2/5 y plus 4 equals to x cubed. Now, remember in the last video we've learned in order to get rid of the cube, we're going to take the cube root. Put a little cube right there, and I'm going to take the cube root on this side. Cube and the cube root cancel, and so I'm going to draw this up here. We're going to be left with the cube root of 2/5 y plus 4 equals to x. Now, the one thing we need to do, as we've talked about a lot, is go ahead and flip it and put it in that inverse notation. So I'm going to write f inverse of x equals to the cube root of 2/5 x plus 4. And the one thing that we really need to focus in on is, since this is such a long, kind of funky problem, we need to go ahead and check this in the graph to make sure that our inverses are right. So once again, I come over here. I'm going to change the name. I'm going to put g of x. We've done this a million times. If you've been watching the videos, g of x equals to the cube root, keyboard, functions, miscellaneous, and then that cube root, which is 3. I'm going to come over 2 over 5, x plus 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase a lot of this drawing so we can see it a little bit better. Okay. And once we start identifying that, okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to type in the y equals to x line. Helps to see that a little bit. So y equals to x. Okay, and as you see, if I zoom out just a little bit, it really shows that they are inverses. If I was to reflect the blue over that green line, it would end up on that red line. But once again, I check with compositions because these screens are not always square and organized nicely. So I just check the composition, f of g of x. Notice that y equals x line lights up. When I flip it, g of f of x, and I check it one more time, and it works perfect.